But let's focus on the volleyball and this slump that you're going through. And one of the things you mentioned with this slump or this period you're going through was earlier in the season it was going well.
Yeah. I worked really hard for the 2 or 3 months over the summer. I dropped about 20 pounds or so. I got really strong, fast, and I remember when I came in for one of the preseason practices this year, it was one of the first practices, both of our assistant coaches are men, and so a lot of times when we're doing blocking drills, you know, they'll be standing on boxes on the other side of the net, banging the balls at us, and we go up and block against them to increase strength. And so I was blocking against Brent, who's one of our assistant coaches, and he was just, you know, egging me on like he always does, and I was getting all fired up, and I was just blocking against him, and I was jumping higher than I've ever in my life, and he's like, whoa, she can jump now, you know, and all that stuff. And so playing-wise, things have been going well. The only thing that's kind of dragging me a little bit is actually during that drill with Brent, I jammed my finger, and I think it might be broken. And I'm not telling anybody. I'm just kind of taping it myself, because what are they going to do? Put my finger in a splint and tell me I can't play for 6 weeks? I mean, so sometimes that hurts.
Right.
But I just tape my fingers together. But you know, the first couple of weeks I felt great. I mean, we were just on fire, and it's just kind of all going downhill.
Right. Okay.
So.
In terms of it going downhill, so was it from that point when you hurt your finger in practice?
No, because that happened during preseason. In the first couple tournaments of the season, I felt great. We did great.
Okay. All right.
And the team's still, I mean, we're still winning. We're still doing
really
well.
The first couple of tournaments, you're doing great. Because I think one of the things that's really important for any athlete is you've got to stay in perspective with when things are going great, what's going on, what's happening with your play, what's your play like when you're going well, versus when you're scuffling, when you're in this period where you're at now. Because part of sport is you're not in the zone all the time. It'd be nice if you were. I mean, some people think you can get in the zone and you're in the zone for your season. It's going to be the highs and lows, okay? So one of the first things I want to look at is when you're going well, when you were playing well, what was that like for you? What were you doing? How was the focus? Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't really thinking that much about anything.
Okay.
I was, you know, we've always had very competitive and intense and sweaty practices. And so practices were always really fun. I had all this energy. And there would be all this collaborative, collective excitement going into the weekends, because we usually don't play during the week. We just play big tournaments on the weekends.
Right.
And, you know, just walking into the gym wherever we were playing our tournaments with this pride and this...
What was that like to walk in with that pride?
It was great. I mean, it was just like there wasn't one doubt in anybody's mind. Like, we walked in and we were like, oh, you're all going down. Like, we just knew we were going to win.
Good.
And it was just great. It was so strong.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And what else? Fun. It was really fun.
Fun keeps coming up. Where was your focus of attention when you're playing like that?
On the team, mostly on the team, and when we get into it, sometimes a little bit on the people on the other side of the net. Although I think very little about opponents. I'm really, when I play, I focus on the team and what we're doing and what we need to do.
So you're pretty involved.
Yeah,
you're into it.
Well, also because I'm the setter, I run the offense. So I may pay attention to the opposition to know what would run best against them most effectively. But for the most part, I'm focused on the team and what's going on our side of the net.
Now, Stephanie, this slump or this down period you've been talking about lately, that's been on your head. You've been thinking about that. Look at this stuff I wrote down as you were talking. Not thinking, fun, energy, pride, feeling strong, team, collaboration, no doubts. When did you last think about this stuff with your volleyball?
Maybe a month or...
Been a while, right? Yeah. Instead, what you're thinking about is, I'm in a slump.
It's not so much I'm in a slump as much as I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I'm sick and tired of having to deal with some of the attitudes on the team, and I want to be able to get my game back, and I'm sick and tired of playing and wondering what the coaches are thinking every second.